Greetings, greetings, greetings. We are here. We're here. We're in the lab. We're in the lab. This is a special edition of Run Tell That. We're in the lab. We got Attorney Mawuli Davis, again, with Black Man Lab out of the Atlanta metropolitan area, but they're doing a statewide venture, and we're going to get into that. And I have just come from the event honoring our brother, former Commissioner Yusuf Shabazz. And so we got into a conversation. I had to go and talk about the occasion and share with them about Tony Martin, Dr. Tony Martin, the scholar on the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And Tony Martin, when he came here for the Malcolm X Festival, he said, I have been to Savannah many times with regards to my study of Garvey. But this is the first time I've ever physically been to Savannah. And so Dr. Martin understand that. Dr. Naeem Akbar, I had to throw that out there with regard to Dr. Naeem Akbar, Dr. Leonard Jeffries, and with regards to Dr. Yusuf Ben Yakinen. And in addition, with regards to our brother, who he would tell us he's going to be in Albany, we need to be right there, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, right there. And then also our brother who's going to say Etapu Otep, that is Dr. Asa Hilliard. And we're throwing it out there, let y'all know, these are the people that we've had come through here in Savannah, tied to Brother Yusuf Shabazz. So we was honoring him with regard to the work, with regard to the Brothers' Day March, that we would do the annual Garvey celebrations, Malcolm celebrations, and we stand up, we talk about often freedom or death, and that we are the Sabikun of the Sabikun. We are the vanguard of the vanguard. And y'all heard me call it the names of brothers, right? And that's what this is about tonight. It's about the brothers, because we got an event happening here in Savannah on Wednesday at 6:30 at the Masonic Lodge, 602 East Broad Street. We're going to see about Black men coming together, and this is what it's about. So, yo, check this out. Anytime, anyone, we can send them on in, Giovanna, anybody, they can come on in. We don't hold people up. Go ahead and send them on in. But to let y'all know this right here, we honored Yusuf tonight because, again, it's about honoring and letting people understand how we're supposed to function as Black men, as African men. And sometimes we shy away from that, or sometimes we're misguided regarding that. And so that's why my brother, Attorney Mawuli Davis, what's happening, brother? Let the people know who you are and flow with it, brother. Bam.
What's happening, brother? Always great to be with you, always on this platform that is for us and by us. And just quite frankly, for us to be able to have these kinds of conversations about what we need in our community. It's simple. We're in a moment where it's as if everyone is talking about Black men, but not talking to Black men. And so this tour that began in Statesboro last Sunday, a week ago, we went from Statesboro to Macon on Tuesday, and then to Columbus, Georgia on Wednesday, meeting with brothers. And brothers have come out strong. I mean, and they, the tour is Black men got something to say, because we do. And we have been saying it, doing it, building. And, unfortunately, there are elements in this society that would attempt to muffle us, stifle our voices, not amplify our work in a number of ways because it doesn't benefit their narrative. But we're very clear all over this great state, all over the country and all over the world. Black men are working in the interest of our liberation, working in the interest of regaining what has been lost. And that work we have been doing in the context of our organization, Black Man Lab, a nonprofit that focuses on an intergenerational dialogue with Black men. So we have just Black men with young men, with middle-aged men, with elders, all in one space. And we've been doing it now. This is really our 6th year. But this is a really birthed out of our work of Let Us Make Man. Many who have been in Savannah know that we have come to Savannah State on 2 occasions as we've traveled with Let Us Make Man. The conference, really the gathering to reclaim Black manhood. That's what we've been doing we're going into our 18th year, right, of engaging on this gathering to reclaim Black manhood. And so out of that, we birthed Black Man Lab. and here we are. We're building, organizing, and having this tour. We will be in Savannah on Wednesday. We will this week. Obviously, every single Monday, we're in Atlanta on Campbellton Road at the Young YMCA. We get 100 or more Black men every single Monday. And as far as we can tell, it's the largest weekly gathering, gathering of Black men in the country that has just consistently met with just Black men, focusing on our issues from professional development to personal development. And so we're looking to bring that energy to Albany on Tuesday, Savannah on Wednesday, Augusta on Thursday, City of South Fulton on Friday, Clayton County down in Jonesboro, where our producer is from, on Sunday, and then back in Atlanta to close it out on Monday. And so we're galvanizing, pushing, because the world needs us, and we are needed. Whether people want to recognize that or not, Black men and our contribution is a missing link to what needs to happen to move forward in a healthy and progressive way. And so that's the work. That's what we're doing. I think we got Brother Marty Monaghan on. He is our executive director for the Black Man Lab. Brother Francys Johnson, I don't know if he can join us, but he is the chairman of the New Georgia Project, and also my law partner. And we're doing this in the context of these two nonprofits collaborating and working together to try to engage Black men, amplify Black male voices. We have a podcast. If you go to the Black Man Lab YouTube page, you'll be able to see the podcast, and you will see the Statesboro one. I think they are uploading the Macon one, and then you'll see Columbus very soon, and then we're back on the road. So, brother, we just want to thank you for allowing this early. We're expecting Savannah, the Black men, to turn out. We have brothers. We have brothers from all walks of life. We have brothers who have no degrees, PhDs, brothers who are just been recently released from incarceration, brothers who are multimillionaires, professors, preachers, all various spiritual and religious belief systems. We come together under one banner, and that black banner is the Black Man Lab, getting together to build what's necessary for us to be contributing to our community. So with that, thank you, brother, and thank you to our producer, Giovanna. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Am I pronouncing that correctly, Giovanna?
You're pronouncing correctly, yes.
Right. So Giovanna from Clayco. So we're gonna be in Clayco. So I know you're gonna help send the uncles and the nephews and the cousins, brothers from Clayco, man, which is where I really started cutting my teeth as a criminal defense lawyer. My first trials, my first trial and my first murder trial were in Clayco. So got nothing but love for Clayco, and obviously you know how I feel about Savannah. That's our second home.
And I'm gonna share this, let the audience know. Giovanna hates Black men. She hates Black men. Giovanna Rogers from Clayco. That's right. She hates Black men. Just put it out there. She hated. Even she says something different, she put something up on the screen. Guess what? Jamar saying she hates us because she hates me. She bothers me all the time. And my mama say she be tantalizing my nerves. I'm just letting you know that. So yes. So my brother, we throw it out there. So
Look, I ain't get into the middle of that, brother. Don't pull me into that.
That's right. This is a family squabble between she and I. This is a family fight. Yeah, you cut me off my show all the time. Just bam, just cut me off like that. But yeah, so my brother, I gotta throw it out there. And from what Brother Marty, from what we understand, he is driving. His reception is choppy. So whenever he gets stable, we're gonna have him come on. My brother.
We're coming from FAMU, man. We coming from an experience from FAMU's homecoming, and it was unbelievable. thousands of our folk just getting together and showing love, man. They raised over $24 million for that HBCU founded in 1887, and my wife is a proud graduate of. So we're on a high, man. So we're ready to take this momentum into the Black Man Lab. Black Men Got Something to Say tour, and we're excited about it. We're excited about it.
My brother, I am frozen right now.
I can hear you now.
I'm letting you know I am frozen. When you were saying all about fam, I just got frozen. You made me free. That's why I got frozen. Oh my God. Now I'm gonna have to hear from Dr. Tanya Howard Hall. She's gonna be talking about that too. Everybody, oh my God. But again, this is what happened. Run tell that. This is what we keep it real like that. That's how we are. But now I got to throw it out there now, my brother.
Look, no. Be clear. I am paying. I'm gonna get the t-shirt that I wear next year. The fans coming. Right, we already plan. My wife getting packages still, man. You understand? This woman is a FAMU fanatic, right? I think that's how once you touch campus, you lose your natural Black mind and become a FAMU fanatic. But check, I am a pan HBCUer, right? I'm with all HBCUs. All of them. I got a degree from Bowie State University. I'm teach over Clark Atlanta University. We obviously support Savannah State, Morehouse. My son graduated from Howard, so we still owe Howard money. And then FAMU, you name it. You know, if there's an HBCU, we got Morris Brown, ITC. We contribute to ITC. My boy is the president over there. President Williams. So, you know, I am an HBCU. How about that?
Yeah, it's FAMU. So that was at the FAMUans. Yeah, the FAMU. Yes. So, brother, now here go the deal. So I got my friend. Well, I say I got a couple of friends. One of them is Caucasian. One of them is Native American. One of them is Asian. So Native American, Asian, Caucasian, can I bring them because they are men also?
This is an African American male space, and we need cultural privacy. We really do. It's a moment where we need to be able to come together as Black men, and just focus on our work as Black men. We are a 501c3, so we don't discriminate, but we just ask for this moment to be able to talk to each other, to be able to reason with each other, to really be able to fall back in love with each other, because so much has happened where we have lost the ability in some communities to love ourselves as Black men. That so much negativity has been said about us, so much negativity has been spread about us, that it's hard for us to even look ourselves in the mirror and say, I love you, Black man. And the work, how can we serve a people that we do not love? How can we serve and work in the interest of our community if we don't love ourselves? So that's part of the work that we're engaging in. We work collaboratively with different allies in community, like with the New Georgia Project. Many of their allies have really helped move this conversation for Black men, by Black men along. And so, you know, we appreciate that support and, you know, standing with us. So the work is really about us. It really is, because we know and we believe, and Brother Marty says it quite often, that when we do well as a community, when we do well as Black men in providing leadership and servant leadership in our community, then all communities are enhanced and really experience an upliftment, because we're uplifted. Because right now we holding down the bottom of this thing. And so many different aspects of the socioeconomic, all of the measurements, that folks use to measure where communities are, we are right now holding down the bottom in those areas. But it's not for long. We just have to do the work, and our genius, our natural, historical, cultural genius will allow us to be of tremendous service. So, Black men in Savannah, please come out on this Wednesday at 6:30. We serve dinner, so you will get a full meal. We make sure we feed our folk, and then immediately following, we will do our podcast, and we'll have 9 men from the Savannah area whose voice we need to hear. You know, the world needs to hear. What do Black men in Savannah got to say? What do we got to say? Not have to say. What do we got to say? I know we coming up against a break, but again, thank you for keeping us honest, Javon. I know y'all got to pay some bills.
You don't have to encourage her. She already told me she already told me she gonna.
Oh, she's muted you. She has effectively muted you, brother. Look, I'm not messing with your producer. I know how this goes.
And this is why Black folks don't have freedom today, because of stuff like that. So we're going to say to everyone, share. We're going to go to this commercial right now. We'll come back and continue this conversation with attorney Mawuli Davis. Because, again, Black men got something to say. It's going to be right here in Savannah. It's a great tour going on. We need you, Black men in Savannah, to be there, Chatham County. We are back. We're back. Again, run tell that. We say to everyone, share. We have attorney Mawuli Davis on the phone, on the show. Well, he again, he's right here. Important session is going to happen on Wednesday, November 2nd at 6:30 at the Prince Hall Masonic Lodge, 602 East Broad. Y'all know where it's at. We need Black men turning out. Because Black men, you got to say, because I hear y'all saying a bunch of things. And I'm going to get into with attorney Davis, brother Davis, about this right here. But now I got to throw something out there. Some of y'all remember in our former campaign, I think that was 2019, we have a campaign that's going on, and that is during the spring season. Reverend Clarence Teddy Williams, who was a man from Dodge City, the neighborhood I grew up in. We all out of both of us out of Dodge City, but he's a great man of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. And so, so he has a session where he said, Black press only. Black press only, where we had Black folks there, and he said Black press only. And they tried to crucify my brother with regards to that. And some of y'all sitting out here right now were in agreement about that, because when we say only the Black press. So now you all heard what attorney Davis or what brother Davis said, and I'm saying like, he called it out. They understand. They understand how important and crucial it is for us to have places where we can sit down and have conversation. But in that situation, we say Black press. And so I even had Black reporters now trying to justify it when I had to tell them, say, you all experience racism in your own newsrooms. And they looked at me like, yeah. So why do we want to have you there to put the word out as opposed to somebody else who we know is opposed to us, somebody who's constantly bashing us, trying to destroy us. And again, as my brother said, showing love to one another. We want people who can understand the love that we have and share and put it out there. So what you were saying, brother, I was like feeling you on that, saying, oh, you are absolutely correct. And the movement that y'all got going on, that is correct. And so we're going to let you elaborate further with regards to this, how necessary this is for us.
We need healing spaces, and black men need healing spaces, and
Mm.
that's what Black Man Lab has been. I think Brother Marty can come on, but that's what the Black Man Lab is really about. It's about spaces where we can get together, um, and invite black men into the center of the room and say, brother, if you need some love, come on to the middle of this room and let's show them love. And the power, Brother Jamar, the power of
Yes.
having 100 black men come and just give you a hug and say, we love you, brother. We believe
Mm,
you, brother.
mm,
And
mm,
it's
mm,
therapeutic,
mm, mm.
real. What we're seeking to do is really create these spaces that we can continue to lift up black men and let young black boys see black men hug each other,
Yes.
encourage each other, love each other. We do it every week in the
Mm-hmm.
Black Lab in the Atlanta metro area. We do it
Mm,
on
mm,
Monday
mm, mm.
and we do it on Tuesday, Monday at Young YMCA, Tuesday in Decatur. And we say if we can have this for 90 minutes, where it's nothing but love, what if we can
Yes.
expand this to another 90 minutes and another 90 minutes? And before you know it, we can transform Atlanta and Decatur and Savannah and Albany, where brothers have been willing to pull a gun on each other. Now they're willing to sit, talk, reason, build, create jobs, create economic opportunities for each other because we're starting in a place of love. And so we don't talk about that a lot. When you hear black men, you don't typically hear love in the same sentence. But black men and love we're all in this together. So, Brother Marty, you there, man?
Yeah, man. Let me jump in real quick because my reception is shaky and my power is on the end here. So, just want first of all, thank you so much for this forum and platform. Allow us to come on and talk about the Black Man Lab and um, the work that we're doing as well as the tour. But one thing that I just wanted to touch on, listening in, as we talked about the space being uh, really unique and solely for black men. The reason behind that is that it just allows for a level of authenticity with us, that we can be authentic with one another, we can be open, and there's nothing there that's going to um, dilute that, right? Because so often what happens is, some other folks, and I'm putting air quotes up right now, come in the room and we're not sure how we should behave, you
That's right.
know, whether that's people of a different color, whether that's
Right.
women. We love our women 100%,
Mm-hmm.
but we know that sometimes that can take brothers in a different direction. So this space really it just allows for us to be authentic. And I'm going to tell you, um, these past three tour stops that we've had, we have seen some incredible and just exciting and empowering um, conversations between brothers that have really allowed them to open up. And quite honestly, Mawuli, you might agree with me on this in ways that we're quite sure that they've never done before. You
Mm.
know,
Hmm.
we do it on a weekly basis in Atlanta at the Andrew and Walter Young YMCA, and so we're used to it there. But I think in some of these other places that don't have the Black Man Lab environment, when we go in there and we allow this what we call a safe and sacred place for them to be authentically themselves. We get some really honest conversations, really authentic conversations, and really, I think, changes the paradigm of thought around what we see ourselves as a lot of times, particularly our young folks that are in the room. We had a young man in the room when we were in Columbus, and he opened up. When the kid came into the room to start, he was, shy as could be, didn't have a word to say. It was kind of like he's like, "What's this stuff?" You could tell in his mind. But by the time we had started having our conversation, we couldn't, Molly, we couldn't keep him quiet after a period
Man,
of time,
but
But
he
he,
caught
he
fire.
yeah,
He
he
got
caught fire, and
he got
he's
struck.
yeah, he said he's never felt love like that before from black men. So that just tells us that the work is important. It tells us it gives us the ability to further build ourselves, so that as we say all the time, we better build our communities, we better build the world, right? So that's the work. That's the work, and we're excited to be coming to Savannah, because we know that there's some great opportunity there, and great people and great history there. So excited.
Absolutely. And one of the things you shared, and that why again say I'm rubber stamping what y'all saying. And many times people have heard me go and say this. I tell people when I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror, I love me. I feel good about me because I love me. I feel good about me. And so when I go out there on the streets and I see you, I love you because I love
Right
me.
on. Yeah,
But guess what? But if I wake up in the morning and I'm like, and I look in the mirror and I ain't feeling me, I ain't gonna feel you.
Right.
So it becomes easy for me to destroy you, to cause harm to you, to belittle you, to try to take from you. Because again, I don't have that, and it begins with self. And that's why I say again, collectively hearing black men and seeing black men now express love for self and saying, hey, our uniqueness is all right. Because again, it's a part of, again, we say, men appel chez palu. Many hands make the load lighter. So because all the many hands are different hands. And so they all making that load lighter, that what we got to carry and what we got to carry us to victory. And so I'm saying absolutely. So we say that everyone out there, turn out, black men, turn out. To the women who checking out Ron, tell that, Reverend Betty Jones and all of you, we say, tell the black men that you all know in your atmosphere, in your sphere, tell them to turn up on Wednesday at 6:30 at Prince Hall Masonic Lodge. So we're going to be putting it out there to folks saying, hey, you're going to see it on social media and other ways, people texting it, sending it to people, say, turn up and be there. We want to have a real conversation. And that's what's needed. Ain't nothing wrong for black folks getting together and having a conversation amongst themselves as a family. Other people do it. It is time for us to do it too. Don't function as an oppressed person. Function as a human.
And listen, Savannah is critical. Savannah is a very, very special place, and the history, the gathering of our ancestors who were asked, "What do you want? What do you want? Education, land, to be left alone in terms of to be without oppression and harassment. Give us space." Those were our ancestors speaking right there in Savannah. We continue, to do the work, and we just say we lead with love. We lead with love. It's interesting. Every city we go into, obviously, brothers are coming into this space, and we don't know personal history and political history between people. But when we get them in the space, and Brother Marty and I have been facilitating these spaces now, you do them every week. All we're trying to do is create this energy around love. Bring young men so that they can see more seasoned men. If you look at our logo, I don't know if they can see it. It's this is the older man and a younger man, and then there's that test tube, because we are to collectively figuring out the ingredients of what it takes to make a strong, healthy black man. And so we get in the lab, and what we acknowledge, when you go in the lab, that means you come in with, I got work to do. And we go, we get together and we do the work. We don't have anyone grandstanding. It's a collective communal space, and we go in and respect our young people. We respect our elders. We respect those who are academicians. We respect those who are activists. We respect those who have been elected to serve us. We respect those who are agitators, who have to agitate in order to try to bring about change in our community. So we recognize that if there was but one way, whether that was one religion, one spiritual way, one political way, then we wouldn't be in the condition that we're in.
Yes.
We're clear that it's going to take our collective willpower, collective genius, collective perspectives in order for us to prevail and to save and what's happening. I don't know about Savannah, but we have had a incredible surge in violence among our teenagers at these high schools, in the street here in Atlanta, in the DeKalb County area. It's been crazy, right? And people are scratching their heads like, what are we supposed to do? And what we're saying is we gather Black men every week without issue, nothing but love, right? And it's not to say that everybody just doesn't feel conflicted or they don't have any challenges. It's just to say in this space, when you set love as the baseline,
yes,
then that's what people will experience. And so that's what we want to have happen in Savannah. It's our hope that as we move from city to city, there will be a group of men in those cities who are ready to provide indigenous leadership for the Black Man Lab. And that's what we're looking for. We've got brothers who have expressed a strong interest in Statesboro, in Macon, in Columbus. They are brothers who are already, we're already doing work. We just want to try to get everybody in the room and say, okay, I know this is what you're doing here. This is what you're doing here. In this space, it's a space where we could just come and renew ourselves for the battle ahead. I do civil rights law. I do some criminal defense law. And so I'm able to enter back into these war zones after having experienced the Black Man Lab renewed. It's like having a homecoming for Black men every week.
All right. Okay.
And then when you leave homecoming, how you feel, you like, yeah, I know somebody loves me. I know I have a place where I belong. I got my tribe, and that's what Black men unfortunately have been missing, because we have felt as though we don't have our voice or a place where we can really be ourselves. But the Black Man Lab is that space. So thank you, Giovanna. We'd love for y'all to see the flyer. And we rock. Yeah, it is.
Yes, that's the flyer right there. Again, Georgia statewide. Black men got something to say, Toure. And so again, Wednesday, November 2nd, 6:30 p.m. at the Prince Hall Masonic Lodge. And we want to see us be there. We want us there. And so I say to the men, tell other men about it. Brothers, tell other brothers about it. To sisters, women, we say tell men in your lives, men in your workplace, in your school place, let them know so they can turn out and be there, because it's important. Brother Marty, you want to say anything with regard to this? Is Brother Marty still here? I know he had the connection issues.
Yep. I'll say this real quick before we have to go to commercials, that we have mothers bringing their sons and just dropping them off. That's what that young brother in Columbus, the mom just said, when should I come back for him? I need him to be with you all. She didn't say, I want to sit in and see what y'all do with my son. She said, I inherently trust the brothers who call this into being. And when should I come back? We said, come back at 9:00 because we want him on the podcast. Lo and behold, this brother said, I've never felt anything like this before. I've never seen Black men like this before. And we said, oh, we got you. We're going to be with you. And then here's what he said to us. I don't want you to just be here for me. I want you to be here for all of us.
Right.
All of my guys, all of my dudes, all of my I want this for all of them, and that's what we believe will happen in Savannah, because we're coming for the right purpose, and that's to build love together.
And that's it. Again, collectively, and you threw it out there, brother, when you say, hey, when you now have Black men in a position where they're able to excel, guess what? That benefits all of us. And that's just regards to Black people in general. When Black folks are able to have equity, to have fairness, to be able to excel, to be themselves, guess what? The entire society will rise up. When Black women are able to excel and you put them in a position, so again, that means that everybody in the society will be better. But when you are oppressing the people, when you are suppressing them, repressing them, guess what? You spending energy with regard to that right there. And so now it's time for us to now say, we will be our own saviors. We're not looking at somebody else. We will be our own saviors. And that is what's going on. Black men now saying we're going to be our own saviors because we understand what we need to be doing. And that again, and the Black family collectively, you know, with regards to men and women now all saying, listen here, we know how to handle it. And we're going to look at our situation and we can come with the solutions for it. Because we know it. You got other people on the outside looking in who are experiencing this right here. I get it this with someone about this. I'm like saying, you can get mad that these Black folks were making these comments with regards to Asian who was using the N-word, but then you're not even looking at the trauma that these people have endured and that they live with for 400 years, 500 years. This trauma that has been in their lives. So you look at the situation right now with what they're saying right now. I need you to go deeper than that. And guess what? That person is not African who was making these comments because she's upset about what the Black folks are saying. I'm like, I can understand. I ain't got to agree with them. But guess what? I understand where that's coming from. This is coming from the pain and the anguish that is generational here. And nobody speaks up on behalf of them. When we want it, guess what? People get silent or they ignore it, or they then try to tell you that you're wrong for even standing up and speaking out.
And you said it in that what we say when we're in the room is that our whatever problems we enter into this room with, the solution is also in this room. It's the solution is in this circle of men because we're in a circle. We don't set it up as that's why it's important for us to have a large enough room to just put brothers in a circle so that we try to avoid just the audience setup.
Right.
Because this isn't, this is, liberation is participatory.
That's right.
Participate
That's right.
to be free. Right. And so we really try to put it in a circle. In our space in Atlanta, we have so many brothers. We have to make rows of kind of circles. But it's a movement that has been building and continuing. It is in the spirit of the Million Man March. It is in the spirit of the gatherings of Black men that are ready for serious conversation, healing, and community building. And out of it, organic relationships develop. Where say, okay, man, I never knew you were interested in this. Well, let's talk. So, we don't necessarily build right there in the lab in that way, but out of it, it's a growth. They had the community in Chicago, and it grew some great work. So,
all right,
great.
We're going to go to commercial. We'll come right back and continue this, brother. Yes, indeed. Attorney Mawuli Davis. Yes, Black Man Lab. We are back again. Run, tell that. We say share. We have Attorney Mawuli Davis with the Black Man Lab, and they have a tour that's going on. Black men got something to say.
Yes,
You
sir.
know you got something to say. See, you say something with your friends in the car, on the phone, in the room, in the apartment, in the house, in the barbershop, sometimes in the church. You say on the court, you say it on the field, you say all these other places right here. But now we need you not saying it collectively. And so getting to some of, because I had one of my scholars, she went and said that she talked to some black men, and the black men said that they're not going to vote. And then some go and say they're going to vote for the Republican Party. And so that's what, again, and they say it's about economics for them, but they're going to vote for the Republican Party. That's what they're going to say. So it's about us not having a conversation, for us now to talk about some of this and say some of it is a little skewed. That, you know, some of it is a little hypocritical, some of it is a little messed up, some of it is great. And so then right there in that room, in that session, that we now begin to have conversations for solutions, that the seeds, we plant the seeds to now develop into sacred trees. And that's what, again, what's going on. This tour is not trying to plant, or not trying, is planting seeds to become sacred trees throughout the entire state of Georgia, where now we are collectively, we become a living institution, a living being with regard to all of us, that you got that brother in Columbus, that brother in Albany, that brother in Macon, that brother in Decatur, that brother in DeKalb, that brother in Clayco, that brother, down in Charlton County, that brother in Brunswick, Georgia, that brother in Savannah. Now saying they can give support to one another. So when one of them running for office, they're right there. When they got a business, they're right there. When they need a situation that not black men to stand up in their community, they're right there. They can make that clarion call for justice, freedom, and victory.
And we are operating from a place not of reaction. We're operating from this is a space that we come to build ourselves. We have brothers who have been broken by this system, that need to be in a space where they can be rebuilt. They can remember, they can be reconstituted, able to put themselves back together. Because what we're clear about is the damage that systemic racism and white supremacy they do to us as a people, and as men, as black men in this society. And so we want to be strong black men who serve our community in a way that it will, when generations look back, they will say there were men, were black men in 2022 who loved themselves enough to come together and affirm that love for one another. Right? Love themselves enough to come together and build something together. And it's interesting. I talk about a little bit in my book about when we met with Haki Matabuchi, the great writer, and publisher and businessman and institution builder. When my wife and I were engaged, and we told him that we were about to be married later that summer at Trinity at Trinity UCC by Jeremiah Wright was going to be marrying us. He said very simply, build something together.
Yes.
And so as I reflect upon that, I think that when you love someone, to build something together, it is an expression of that love. That what you build is important. It will mean something. It will last. It will have an impact because it's built out of love. And so that's what we're really doing, is that we're looking to build something together as black men, because we are indeed in love with each other again, in love with ourselves, and in love with each other. We love each other in a way that says, I can't allow you to be broken, brother, without me coming to your aid. I can't allow you, brother, to make this error, without me saying to you, brother in love, let's sit and let's reason and let's build together.
Yes.
Because how can you have um, a organization, or how can you have organization without trust? And how do you build that trust? By being in relationship, by being
Mm-hmm.
in relationship. And so
Mm-hmm.
we're looking forward to those brothers who are wondering whether or not their vote matters.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they don't think their voice matters, they damn sure ain't gonna think their vote matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we want brothers to come into this space who have those questions. We want brothers to come into this space who feel like they have some answers.
Mm-hmm.
We want the wife to bring her husband. We want the girlfriend to bring her boyfriend. We want the mother to bring their son plus his friends, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
this started with four fathers,
Okay.
four black fathers. As we were about to, our sons were about to leave to go away to college. They graduating from high school. We said, let's gather them and their friends and invite other black men
Mm-hmm.
who could speak life into them before they
Yes.
left, right? You
Mm-hmm.
know how it is as a parent. You like, when they get ready to head off, you're like, man, have I done everything I can do? Let
Right.
me be a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
this was our little bit more, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we
Yes.
and that began the formulation of Black Man Lab, is to gather. And so we gather first at our law office in Decatur. Then we gathered at another law office, a good friend of ours, Mel Karaoke Burrow. Then we gathered at Sankofa Church under Reverend Derek Rice. Then we opened up the YMCA and was able to gather at the Andrew and Walter Young YMCA.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, once our sons left, after 2 years of gathering like this every summer,
Right.
some of the high schoolers said, well, just because they go away to college don't mean we need to stop.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so that's
Mm-hmm.
when it became a weekly gathering every single Monday. And my wife was like, you all gonna do this every week on a Monday when there's Monday night football and
Mm-hmm.
Monday night this?
Mm-hmm.
Said, we
Mm-hmm.
said, yeah, we're gonna do this.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the Black Knit, before the pandemic, we were up near 200 men every Monday.
Okay.
I
Okay.
mean, those numbers have not completely come back, but we're easily on average 75 black men from every
Mm-hmm.
different walk of life,
Yes.
different spiritual systems. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter. Just
Yeah.
come as you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have taken that group, as we've had violence in the community, we've taken those men and said, brothers, let's take from in this space this love, and let's walk these communities where there have been shootings. Let's walk
Mm-hmm.
these
Yes.
communities
Mm-hmm.
where there have been violence. And we wear the "We Love Y'all Too Much" t-shirt.
Right.
We
Mm-hmm.
love y'all too much not to come out here and be with you, not to come and show that love through
Mm-hmm.
our presence. We
Right.
talk about the ministry of presence.
Yes,
So
sir.
when
Yes, sir.
we walk in the community, we walking in neighborhoods and housing areas, and the kids come running out. What's going on? I ain't never seen black
Right.
people like this moving, and we
Mm-hmm.
just come out and we telling you, hey, we love y'all. Y'all all right? We love y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some resources. We give a resource list. Say,
Right.
here are
Yes.
places that you
Yes.
can go. Because we got programs. Part of it is
Mm-hmm.
we got to go door to door. We got to go back to, so we
Right.
are canvassing our community like we want your vote, and that vote is
Mm-hmm.
vote for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Vote for your own liberation. Vote for your thriving, for your own self. That's what we're asking you to vote for.
Mm-hmm.
Vote for you, right? And
Right.
so we're bringing those programs and just trying to share and make sure that brothers and their families know their programs. We got fatherhood programs, all the programs y'all have in Savannah, fatherhood
Yes.
programs,
Mm-hmm.
art programs, music programs, um, all kinds of programs that engage young people that some
Mm-hmm.
parents don't know about. And so we
Yeah.
just try to connect those dots. because we recognize the Black Man Lab isn't the end all to be all. We're a connecting
Right.
organization,
Right.
a bridge. We try to be a bridge organization for our people. So we just think, we're very grateful that this platform exists. It's a beautiful platform for us to be able to share, and the communication of information is key and critical in our forward motion. No way around that. If
Right.
you can have the greatest program in the world, but if don't nobody know about it, it's just on the shelf. So looking forward to connecting. Looking forward to
Yes.
connecting with Savannah.
Yes, yes, indeed. And just to share this, Giovanna Rogers often tries to break me down. She tries to break me constantly. She tries, but I never let it happen.
She got you on mute, brother. So we coming to Clayco. Giovanna, please get him to Clayco on next Sunday at 4:30. Please.
You'll never break me. So yes. And with that, it is time for us to now go forward because we have it in our history of Black men coming together. And when they now put it out there, from when Garrison Frazier, Bishop Henry McNeil Turner, when they are now sitting down and they put it out there that, hey, listen here, we need to separate. We need to have our own. How can you expect a man who's gotten wealthy off of us to treat us as equals? We need our own. So we can now develop our own economic base, our own family base, and now bringing it back together. Like doing the greatest private detective work of all humankind that occurs during this time period, and that they now creating their institutions of family, economic and political basis. That again, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about Black men now coming together in the 21st century and now saying we are going to be the ones to make sure that we are pulling it all together to take care of our communities, our families, our individual selves. So with regards to that, because if I take care of myself, I can then take it to go out forward and then help my entire community and help my family develop a stronger Black family. What I'm saying, I'm not just talking about say the mama, daddy, son, daughter. I'm talking about the Black family, all of us, regardless of where we are in this country. We are one family. And though some of us are misguided, but we all are one family. And so, my brother, I'm gonna throw it to you because Giovanna gonna shut us down at 57 minutes. That she do that. Julia sometimes let us have a little longer, but that's what she does because she's from Clayco. So I'm gonna let you close us out with regards again for folks to come out on Wednesday at 6:30 at the Masonic Lodge. That's Prince Hall, 602 East Broad Street.
I give thanks. I'm looking forward to the brothers, the Black men of Savannah coming together. It's open. Come and let's connect. Let's build. I would love for us to have a record turnout. I think we were up about 70 men in Macon, about 60 to 7. And Macon said they may have had 100. We lost count. Brothers were in there deep.
All right.
And so we looking for a big turnout in Savannah. I love Savannah. We have our office there on West Hall Street, right across from Barnes Royal Funeral Home, and our good sister Francys. And so we're really looking for Savannah to turn out, the Black men from all walks of life. And please, if you know people in Albany on Tuesday, obviously Wednesday, Savannah, Thursday, Augusta, spread the word. And then Friday will be in city of South Fulton. And then Sunday will be in Clayco. And then Monday we'll finish it out in Atlanta. And then Tuesday, everybody will be watching to see what happens with this election. And the truth of the matter is we've got to organize regardless of the outcome of the election.
Right.
We've got to continue to organize these safe and sacred spaces for us so that we can build out and be clear about what our agenda is, and for people to come into that space, get what our agenda is, and go do the work that they need to do. The work that we do, we've been sent forward by our folk.
Yes. Yes.
I don't get to practice law if it's not for a Fannie Lou Hamer or
Yes.
Elevation
Mm-hmm.
or Malcolm X
Yes.
or Paul Robeson.
Yes.
I don't get to do what I do to support
Yes.
not just my family but our community. So we have to recognize that there are those unsung heroes whose names we may never know, who said, I'm not going to get on a bus, or I'm going to do this protest, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to
Right.
do whatever it is necessary to bring forward another generation of bold, uncompromising, courageous leadership. And so that's who we owe. We owe the next generation our best work today. And that's what we
Mm-hmm.
intend on to continue doing with the Black Men Lab, with the support of Black men all over this state and ultimately all over the country. We've been here to create a new reality. We've been sent here to create a new reality. And it's time. It's time.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Something interesting. I thought about this. Videos that I do, other videos I do, they get a lot of views like that. But I noticed that the videos that I put on Facebook for this event and also on Instagram and on TikTok, not out there at all. So, and I tell folks, I said that, and I say, I'm not no conspiracy theorist in person like that, but here go on other things, bam, it's right there. The view's right there. On this one, it has been so strange. And then I looked at what I did and also what Julius Hall put out there, and I started saying, wait a minute, they ain't getting no views like, normally. I'm like, okay, so I'm letting y'all know, Black men, Black women, we must not be ingenious at getting this word out about people coming and turning out, not just in one location, but all our locations, because it is there. Other people don't want you all coming together. That's what it's about. So my brother, I had to let you know that's something that I noticed. And so we're going to be diligently putting out the emailing folks, texting folks to say, turn out and do what you got to do. So yeah, I had to throw that out there. It's funny about them algorithms, how they ain't trying to get this, let this be seen. So,
Hey, it's unstoppable.
yes.
We built Black Man Lab without, we don't do advertisements, anything. It's just word of mouth. And we tell brothers, once you come, treat it like a good party, right? Back in the day when we used to go to a party and they say, man, hey, man, they throw a real party, man. I'm going to take you the next time. So we just tell brothers, bring them back to the Black Man Lab party, because and that's how it's been building one at a time, brother by brother, because it's really no experience like it. It's just it just is what it is, to get together and be able to build with each other without any concerns. It just is what it is. So it will stand on its own when you have something that has a level of, is rooted in something. It'll be fine. So whoever's supposed to be there in Savannah will be there, and we'll build from there. And we know that the ancestors and the Creator is blessing this work.
That's right.
Can't help but, I mean, when Black men come together in love, God, whatever you call God, is in the room.
That's right. That's indeed. And this has been Attorney Mawuli Davis. Again, Black Men Got Something to Say tour will be in Savannah at the Masonic Lodge, 602 Prince Hall Masonic Lodge, 602 East Broad Street. It's Wednesday, November 2nd, here in Savannah, but there'll be other locations too. Check it out. Tell a friend. Send brothers there. Send Black men there. And my brother, we appreciate you being on Run Tell That.
Appreciate you, man. Go Run Tell That. Audience, thank y'all. Brother Julius, thank y'all. Sister Giovanna, thank y'all. And look forward to seeing you all in Savannah soon and building together.
That's
all right.
right.
Pomoja Tuta Shinde. Together we will win.
That's right. Vaze Nase family too. Bam. Family. Peace and blessings.
Good.